why would there be a different species in one part of town apart from the other part of town? What is the evolutionary drive to become a different species? So, if you look at this map, Cumana is somewhere around here. And what makes this Cumana area so special? I couldn't find it out. Michael couldn't give me an answer for that. What Michael did is say, if you cannot find it in your books, maybe we should go there. So it was time to investigate this. And we went there. We went to Cumana, and these are pretty pictures that I took of Cumana. And here we are, two investigators with their car. We went there, and let me tell you, it's not easy to go there in the jungle. It's boiling hot. There's mosquitoes, there's snakes, there's crocodiles. It's horrible. It's terrible. All this field work that we had to do. Really, I cannot recommend that to anybody. We had to train for months to be in the right shape to do this work. Anyways, of course, we went there and we decided not to go to Cumana. This whole antler thing, too many questions. And also, too many investigators have been to Cumana already, and the only thing they could come up with is that in the western part of the town, there is something going on. In the eastern part of town, normal guppies. Really weird. We gambled because I did see comma-shaped guppies from another area, this area, and we investigated several rivers, several spots, and everywhere we could find guppies. So that's the good thing. And as you can see, well, I take pictures of Michael and he took pictures of me. We were constantly on the lookout for guppies. Nearly forgetting that we were in Venezuela, and you miss out on all the flamingos and all other birds and butterflies and all kinds of beautiful things. This is where we stopped to collect guppies and on the edge of a lake. So we were like finding guppies, and then you look up and you say, oh wow, flamingos and everything. No, this is, well, this is at the coast, so it could be marine water. Yes, could be salty. This is near Carupano, so that's really at the coast of this Paria Peninsula. There's a range of mountains, and on one side of the mountain we find the normal guppy. A little bit dull, the normal little spots, not really bright. Not really that you say, okay, antler guppies. On the Orinoco riverside, you find Basilia reticulata, the normal guppy. On the other side of the mountains, you find this, pure gold. This is basically the first specimen that we caught, and many metallic body colors, a comma-shaped spot in the middle, This was the antler guppy. On that side of the mountain, we found this guppy all the time. We went back over the mountains, no more guppies. Back to the Paria Peninsula, only antler guppies. Back and forth, and we always found the same thing. So we found a huge area where you can find the antler guppy. The mountain area goes like here. So every time we are on this side, we find the normal guppy. Every time we get here, we find the antler guppy. But not just that. The comma shape, which we all said, oh, that's distinctive, that is different. The comma shape we found in the Campoma region. But if you go to the Carúpano region, here's the collection sites, that comma is missing, which we found is very strange. They're antler guppies, they're very much more metallic than the normal guppy, but no comma shape. The thing is, there is a biological evolutionary mechanism that says, basically, in this region, you can find normal guppies too. They can migrate via the coast. They can tolerate some salt. So the females that have to choose between normal guppies and antler guppies have to have a clear signal by which they can say, okay, you are my species, you are not. And that clear signal is this comma shape. The big black comma shaped spot in the middle of the body is a signal for females in this region. Yes, you are an antler guppy, Poecilia wingi. In this side, which is far away from the mountains, you will not find Poecilia reticulata. So the females there don't have to choose. They find a male and they are sure this is Poecilia wingi. It's a mechanism, it's called character displacement, and this only happens between two different species. Now, if you find Poecilia reticulata on one side of the mountains, then this must be a different species. That's when we were sure. That was basically the evidence that we were looking for. That Poecilia wingi was a different species. Again, normal guppies. Here in the Orinoco area. And then the comma-shaped guppies near that area. But then, if you're not in that area, you do not need that comma-shaped spot. And in the Carúpano area, we could not find that kind of specimen. That was our proof that it was a different species, and this is what we published in 2005 when we said no. 2004 there were these people saying in Cumana, species or not. We said no, definitely different species. character displacement. For character displacement you need to have two species, hence Basilia wingi. Two investigators with their car republished, and then everybody was like, fine, we have a different species. And some French people went there, and they sent me this nice picture, which I enjoyed very much. And what I enjoyed even more is that they are better photographers than I am, or Michael is, because they took pictures of the Carupano guppy, Basilia wingi, that are much nicer than anything that we have put on photo. And I think that you now can also see whereabouts they caught these specific guppies. You see the comma shape, you see the comma shape, I see comma shape, yes or no. But I see spots, but not the real comma shaped one. My guess would be Carupano, Campoma, Campoma, Campoma. That would be my guess. There are so many types of them. Just like the normal guppy, there's a lot of variation within the antler guppy. And as you could see already in this exhibition, 10 years after their discovery and description, not even 10 years after that, there are already so many beautiful types of antler guppies. Comma shape, no comma. Probably a comma, not a comma. So again, I can predict where they come from. Also antler guppies from that same area, and you can see how much variation there is in these natural populations. And for the next slide I'm going to have a nice sip, because I will show you my all-time favorite now. This is pure beauty. If you catch these in the wild, you can come up with all the breeding guppies that you want, but to catch this, I don't know. This is my all-time favorite antler guppy. One day I will catch it myself. One day. So,
I have a question.
Good.
May I?
Yes, please.
Observations in Aquaria show that guppies from Agos de Moises and from the type locality, after some years, lose their comma. Some of them lose their comma, and then start to diminish their green coloration, so that they, after some time, some of them only have some orange spots. Did you notice those fish in river too?
No.
No?
No, all our guppies had this comma-shaped thing. However, it goes to show that in nature, that comma is very important. To maintain that comma means I am wingy.